Hi, yes, that is Moscow. And yes, those are the Germans right outside. Welcome to another disaster save, and we're playing as the Soviets today. A lot of context in this one. First off, tactical, or rather strategic situation. Not good. Soviet Union, Comintern, being invaded by Axis and Japan's faction. Japan has beaten China, they've taken Vladivostok and are marching steadily westwards. However, good news, the US has landed in Japan. The Japanese menace might not be around for too long. Bigger issue is this. You might notice that there are no allies. This was apparently a multiplayer game that started in 1939, meaning the Soviet situation is absolutely terrible. And looking at this, the Germans capitulated France in October 39, and then the Peace Treaty of London happened January 1940. So yeah, the Allies are gone, and the Axis have taken all of their stuff.
The Soviet Union will be pleased to offer amnesty to your wayward vassal.
The Soviet Union? I thought you guys broke up.
Yes, that's what we wanted you to think.
The good news there is that the United States is in the war. They're never going to join our faction, but they're fighting the Japanese and they're fighting the Germans. As for the actual fight, we have two major problems. The first is Germany. Germany is supercharged. They have the Wirtschaftswunder, meaning their economy is completely fixed. Their focus tree is going to keep juicing them to the gills. They also have a very decent division design and really good tanks, like really good tanks that are going to wreck our shit. Meanwhile, our situation is, well, we're 64,000 guns in the hole. We are 600 tanks short. We have 408 divisions, which is more than the Germans. However, the Germans have like 5 times our industry, meaning they will overtake us. Not too pleased about this. So, yeah, let's take a look here. Focuses. They are doing the Komsomol now. Might as well finish that up. Advisors. All shit. In 1939, you start with a Soviet Union that has picked all the worst options for the purge. So everything that is good about the Soviets in 1939 has been wrecked. And we still have purge debuffs that will last until 1944. So that's great. I'm gonna get rid of Beria eventually. Kalinin can stay, the Patriarch can stay. Voroshilov is quite bad. He's just not worth it. We'd rather get Timoshenko for more army experience. I'm gonna make one more change. I need to find a general that I can use. Find an infantry officer, preferably one that's level 4. Let's take Vasily Kuznetsov. He doesn't have any other jobs, so I can make him an infantry specialist. And he's gonna level up. He's gonna do a lot of fighting. And with that, I can now hire an infantry specialist, giving me a little more oomph. We're already on total mobilization, but we don't have women in the workforce, meaning we're going to lose a lot of manpower, which is less than ideal. I'll have to fix that. Unfortunately, we have no war support. Great. Speaking of war support, yeah, 10% of it's floating here on the bottom of the Baltic. Great. Congratulations, Black Sea Fleet. You have a new job, Paris Commune. Welcome aboard. That'll give me another 5% war support. I need to get like 80% stability to get women in the workforce. This might take a while. All right, with that done, trade. But I'm not going to do any overseas trading. I don't want any lend-lease from the US. It's nice that they'll send me guns, FDR, but all of them have to get via sea. All of them are going to get destroyed. Speaking of guns, I'm going to improve relations with the Turks. They tend to have a lot of guns to send. And I'm going to improve relations with the Swedes as well. We need to hold Moscow. I want to do Order 226 when we can. We still have 310 days before the final purge modifier for the army runs out. The navy modifier is still shit. Can't even do anything about it. It's fine. None of it's fine, but it's fine. All right, that has to do. Now, production. It is 1943. We have 68 civs. Now, I might be thinking, but most of those are like captured by Germany by now. The player must have done something right. No. No. I actually went and checked on streams. You can find that on my channel. There are almost no factories in these occupied lands. This guy just does not have civs, like at all. I don't know what he was doing, but it wasn't good. We do have 84 mills though. So, We will need trains, quite a few of them. We will need trucks. We're gonna need a lot of support equipment. We will need medium tanks. Light tanks are garbage. And then just a lot of guns. Reserve your judgment until you've seen what the enemy has. I'm going to be making anti-tank. Usually, I will say anti-tank is a waste. Yes, it usually is. However, this is not a single player setup. This was multiplayer. Enemy divisions have a lot of armor. I'm gonna have trouble piercing them. Okay, so I'm short a bunch of steel. We'll trade with the Finns for that. We'll trade with the Danes for a bit of that. We'll trade with the Swedes. Construction. A bunch of military factories, but I'm gonna ramp down all construction in the western parts of my country. We are going to do the majority of our building on this side of the Caucasus. Might not be popular, but I'm going to build up at least a few more civilian factories because we genuinely need some more civs, and then just get a bunch of additional mills now. Please God, give me a functional industry. Now, divisions. We have these armor divisions, which are special. They're certainly something, so we'll be removing those. And I'll be adding, I don't know, man, it's all quite terrible. We'll do this. 30 with tanks, they'll have to do. I don't have a lot of army experience to work with. Infantry, this is fine, but I would like to add another infantry to it. 18 with, yeah, I cannot afford the expense right now. And then we have this. I have no idea what the purpose of these was, but it's certainly nothing great. As far as the east is concerned, I'm going to be falling back to like this supply hub just to secure the railway. We'll put some troops here to secure Mongolia because Mongolia is getting its teeth kicked in. Make sure that they don't cap. And while I'm looking at that, I just realized I'm going to need to build a bit of a railway here to make sure that these guys can get some supply in. Nice. Always love having to babysit the AI. And then down south here, we're just going to be holding off the enemy here. We've got tenacious defense. It's quite bad. I prefer bold attack. Elevated engineering core is fine for the situation we're in. And then the real shitter, we have mass assault doctrine. This sucks. This sucks an enormous amount of ass. This is the absolute worst doctrine in the game. Yes, I know there's specific builds for this. I don't care. I hate this. It's terrible. Considering our situation, either superior firepower or grand battle plan, I'm leaning more towards grand battle plan for the extra entrenchment and just the planning. Air Force, we have an Air Force. Strategic bombers, which we're going to delete. 15 tacticals, which we're going to converge, and that's not 15 anymore. Let's just pilot exercise, because again, it's pointless putting these up. We're not producing any. Fighters, converge on Moscow, and we'll exercise here a bit. All right, front lines are drawn. Little explanation here. In the north, I'm trying to hold on to as much as possible, because I did this on stream. I know what's going to happen. Or at least I'm trying to bank on what might happen. We start the game, the AI is going to recalculate. It's a bit of a cheat, I suppose. But very often, this bunch of troops up there leaves through Narva to redeploy. If they do, we might be able to just take that crossing here back and set up a small narrow front there. That will allow us to hold a line from Pskov to the supply hub here in Luki. And then along this river all the way over here to Kalinin. In that same vein of redeployment, I've often seen them leave Rzhev open for a minute. Rzhev is vital for supply in this region. As for the further area, center is just this river line around Voronezh, as you'd expect. And then down here, the Shield of Caucasus, draw them into these vast plains where they will starve. Now, a couple more things. Research. Better guns, fine. Rocket artillery, we don't have the industry for it, so instead, you know, let's get industry. I hate that we're concentrated, but it is what it is. We need more production, so we're gonna go with streamlined line. And this is also shocking. We have a level 9 Tula arms plant. The guy has the DLC. He has used it for his tank stuff, and then somehow he's refused to do anything with this for his guns. So, we're gonna improve these guns as much as we can without making them too expensive. Well, I am about worn out, so let's see how this goes. When you unpause, everything's gonna go terribly, terribly wrong. Oh, one more thing I forgot. These 39 divisions, they are going to be used to cover the ports that we still do control. So the Finnish ports, Finland is in the war, Murmansk, and then down here, the one port we do intend to hold on to, we will cover. All units that are currently in the field, except for our tanks, are going to be converted into our basic infantry unit. I am aware that is going to strip away my mountaineers. It's going to strip away a bunch of equipment. The lack of equipment overall is not as relevant as you might think it is. It will be not great, but it will be fine. All right, let's see what happens now. Yeah, as expected, these guys are all leaving. You can see the AI is recalculating and it's deciding that I don't want to be here. The rest of this army is redeploying in a hurry. In a hurry, go as fast as humanly possible. Over here, let's see if I can get them trapped. With a little luck, I'll be able to punch on through. Over here, no, Rejev is not as wide open as I'd like it to be. 8 hours, couple more hours. Please leave. Okay, they're gone. They're gone. They're out of Rejev. Right, these are moving at the absolute slowest speed possible because of deep snow and low org. More pinning attacks here. This is all terrible. This is absolutely terrible, but it has to be done. Take Rejev, 94%, but they got units in now. 95%. It's because these units move so incredibly slowly. Come on. God, just move. No! Up there, it's fine. Over here, it's fine-ish. Just need the next tile up there. I'll walk these guys up through the north. For God's sake, get this unit off this fucking tile. Just use your air force. I don't have an air force. These guys are caught. Destroy them. Fine. Novorossiysk is lost as expected. Simply slowing them down is what I'm trying to do now. 95%. Oh, come on. Everything hinges on this one tile. I'm gonna do a force attack. It's not pretty, but I'm gonna do a force attack. This is fine. The infantry is gonna make sure that it's all going to get closed. That should clean this up. Might still be able to force these guys off if I can force attack and keep these divisions from reinforcing it. Center is about as solid as it's gonna get. And the south is also getting as solid as I can make it. Right, I'm going to create a massive equipment deficit now. It's a bit cheesy, but, you know, it does work. Create a massive deficit and start asking all those people who I've been boosting relations with if they are willing to send me some stuff. Any kind of stuff will do. Turkey is usually willing to send you at least something. Oh yeah, they're very generous. So Turkey's sending me 6,500 guns and a bunch of other stuff. That's cool. And we'll now just delete these and make sure that we can get our stuff reinforced. 47,000 guns, which is a problem. Should be able to outproduce that deficit in time, but it's going to be a question of whether or not we can live that long. Now we're just going to throw everything we have at the tile here near Rejev so I can get that damned supply hub. I needs it. I wants it. I must haves it. I've also realized we are making tanks, but I haven't checked which tanks we're making. T-34s, improved mediums. There's nothing improved about these. Great. Okay, because the enemy does have an actual reasonable amount of tanks, we're going to go with improved medium cannon instead of improved medium howitzer. Yes, less soft attack, but this thing can actually pierce something. Interleaved road wheels is a no. And we're going to go down to riveted armor, I think, just to keep costs low. And then I'll improve by upping the armor there. Let's get the engines up. A little bit of sloped armor. Wet ammo storage for some reliability. Slightly less armor and soft attack. Slightly increased speed and reliability. They're also a little bit cheaper to make. And we'll replace Morozov with Astrov. All right, we'll make do with these. They're still cheaper than what we had before. It's going to cost us all of my remaining army experience, so be it. Okay. Oh, I think we've won in Rejev. Redraw the front line again. That's going to be huge. That means there's a massive supply dead zone here. Rejev needs a fallback supply as well, just in case that gets cut. Okay, we'll try to deal with this armor up there. That's 3 armor divisions. That's a pretty solid hit if we can get them destroyed. Surround and destroy them. And around Moscow is going to be frighteningly difficult to hold. Well, it's okay. Unfortunately, they did take Tula, which is a supply hub they can use to threaten Moscow, but with our retaking of Rejev, this area is a supply wasteland, and that will mean they're going to have a much harder time pushing us. Now, just weather the storm. Yeah, these tank divisions are actually pretty dangerous. They're actually much better than our own tanks, like by a country mile. I can't touch these tanks. Oh, I'm actually really scared now of these tanks. I don't know if I can beat them. Even with them encircled and out of supply, taking 21% attrition, They are so much better than whatever I have to work with. Oh, that's embarrassing. Keep cycling units around to reinforce. And as soon as Sweden likes me well enough, I'm going to beg for more guns. Extricating units from a fight is usually a bit of a nightmare, but should be able to make it work. Now, if the US could just finish off Japan, that would be wonderful. Oh, it reminds me, Tanatuva, you tend to have guns, right? Surely you're not using them right now. If you want to see the live experience of this, by the way, check out the stream I did. That's 5 hours of me coping and seething. You're gonna love it. Oh, thank God the armor's gone. Alright, plug some gaps. I'll leave 1 armor unit here. We'll move 2 armor units to like here, just in case anything breaks through there. We'll move 2 armor... I hate spreading my armor like this, but I don't really have a choice. And we'll be able to use them as like a fire brigade to push back whenever something gets penetrated. Let's see if Sweden wants to help. 11,000, almost 12,000 guns out of Sweden. A bunch of additional equipment. That is wonderful. We continue the suffering. Because truly everything is awful. Naval invasion, so I've pulled a lot of my armor out of the way. Fortunately, rest of the front is holding, though. This has started to buckle a little. It's still okay-ish, and this is like under a ton of pressure. So I'm constantly going to need to cycle here. So I hope the US is able to finish off Japan. Could you just push Japan, please? Just finish them off. Oh, for God's sake, kill Japan. Hey, some good news. Moscow stands. We've lasted out the timer. War support goes up. Next step, hold Stalingrad. And I think we might get the Leningrad timer as well. Not until we get pushed to like here. So I hope to never have to deal with that. This is still like an endless nightmare where I do nothing else but shuffle troops around in and out of combat, just buying time. Down here, though, we're actually seeing some success in draining the Germans. So the idea is to force them to come to us, but this is like an entire supply wasteland. Anything here really can't go anywhere. And then we are sitting on excellent defensive terrain. And I'm seeing a lot of German armor here that is just taking mountains of attrition. At least Japan is somewhat halted here, so I don't think they can push further. Suffering continues. And the suffering will continue until morale improves. Speaking of suffering, Brazil wants in. Invite them to my faction. Welcome aboard, Brazil. That means they're going to put some pressure on, hopefully, Venezuela and the German colonies up there. All right, we got our military political advisors. I think we're going to head towards Tankograd for additional factories. Ooh, I thought I had more factories than this. I have 138 factories, and I need 150 to get Tankograd. Oh, boy. Well, let's go with Stalin's cult of personality. 235 days before the army is slightly normal again. Another naval invasion, so I'm sending the tanks back up there. But the Germans have stopped attacking for the most part, which somewhat scares me. I think they're going to plan for like a big spring offensive or a summer offensive. So let's get all the entrenchment I can get. We give this guy logistics wizard as well. That's gonna help. All right, happy news. Happy news. We've managed to beg our way out of our massive equipment deficit. It's April 43, and through the generous donations of Turkey, Sweden, and Tanatuva. Yes, Tanatuva. We have managed to get our armies equipped, more or less. Create a new frontline unit, something I can recognize. There we go, the Shuffle Boys, and we're gonna make this like a nice 18 width. These guys are gonna be there just to hold off the enemy for as long as they can. And as we get more equipment available to us, I'll do individual armies that I'll simply switch over to this. I have the equipment for these. We can afford them. We are eventually possibly going to need to go up the service by requirement, which I don't want to because a lot of our manpower is occupied. However, might be able to put that off if I can get the Mantle of Lenin here for a little bit of war support. Yes, Great Commander for a little bit more war support. So I need to get like 80% war support to do women in the workforce. So soon, TM. Soon. I'm feeling taking Rzhev early was a game changer, and holding on to Nivelle and Skov. On stream, I yielded those early on. I should have just gone for them, gone hard, and take them. That does change the equation somewhat up there. And it does look like the US has made a breakthrough, taken Osaka and Kyoto. They are pushing Japan harder. And of course, propaganda campaigns are pretty neat. That should give us more production. Weekly war support's nice. Like I said, I want those women in the workforce. So under the leadership of Stalin, yes. Once they've exhausted themselves here and there is no snow, I'm gonna try and make a concentrated armor push towards Tula. Another option is to push on this supply hub here above Kaluga, because this is also fairly thinly held. And if I push down there and take Tula, like this entire center is going to be, you know, beyond their ability to supply. Dear God, the enemy armor is pretty tough. Speaking of my armor, my elite divisions have all been named after our glorious channel members. More and more will join the ranks, I hope. But these men and women will be the thrust, the spearhead that will lead to the triumph of communism. Thank you all for your continued service and devotion. I will endeavor to earn them. Also, I just really want to win this. Yeah, they got like 84 orc on an infantry division. Mine have 43. That ain't great. Okay, through the miracle of the AI being terrible, we might be able to take that supply hub. Once this sustained armor assault here has run its course and they reposition, I can try a push towards Tula through here. And honestly, oh, that hurts. The armor is not capable. Why is the army that bad? Is it weather? It's mud. That's not great. Oh, great. I lost the tile. That creates a pickle for me. Not that. Please don't do that. Oh, for God's sake, don't do that. Just fight there. This pin, yes. This terrible. I need to retake that tile. Unfortunately, they got like a bunch of armor stacked on it, and they managed to reinforce me out of the tile. Ooh, oh, and I think Japan's done for. The US has pushed all the way through, 95% of the way. Once these two fall, it's Jover for Japan. That is great. That means all of this gets cleaned up, and we'll see just how occupation settles in. All right, we'll be able to throw them off this tile. More or less restore our front line. Oh, my navy has completely disintegrated, mostly because of all the mines here. I need to get some minesweepers in there or something, because this is really annoying. And at any minute now, Japan's gonna die. Yeah, they're outside Nagasaki. Yes! Japan has died. Well, that concludes the peace deal. Let's see just how horrific this is. I barely got anything out of this. I got a communist China out of the deal, which is okay. There's now a Republic of China who is totally and absolutely neutral. So many neutral countries here. American China! Who is at war with Germany? So I hope the Germans and the Americans keep fighting. Anyway, that frees up all these troops in the north. They're gonna be required in communist China because of all the extra stuff that's gonna head up there. Go forth and prosper, I suppose. Other things that are happening. Anything interesting? So Venezuela is being invaded by the US and Brazil. The US is mopping up the Canadian holdings of the Germans. So people wondering, no, the Germans did not invade Canada. When the Allies capped to Germany, of course, they annexed all of it, including Canada, after which, of course, the United States said, hell nah, brother, and took America's hat. And there goes Denmark, as expected. That does mean I need to start like training up a couple of extra divisions. Should we ever be able to, deploy them, that would be nice, because I want to throw them at Norway. They're doing Vesseübung, which means Norway's next. I can defend Norway if I can keep the Germans from landing there. Yeah, there goes Norway, as expected. Yeah, they're immediately into the Comintern. We'll do the best we can with the limited air resources we have. These are exceedingly limited, so don't hold your hopes. And I need to cover the northern bits of Norway as well with my garrison order. Okay, and we've retaken the tile. Sweet, sweet baby Jesus, that's good. All right, glorious, glorious moment. Women in the workforce, another. That's going to cost a little bit of stability, which is fine. Oh, another 3% population, so manpower will continue to go up. Fortunately, I've been able to blunt most enemy attacks by continuously cycling and using my armor. Again, if you use armor and fight defensively, you don't take that many casualties. Yeah, I just got my Lend-Lease in, so these guys all have their guns. Another naval invasion fended off, and Stalingrad shall remain ours. So that is even more stability and war support. We're doing well. I'm doing better than the stream. I am pleased. The AI is also way less aggressive. I guess it helps that they're actually a bit spread out now, having to cover this pretty large Chinese front. This is going to be a massive problem for me in future. Let's also get another railway link. I've been building a lot of railways. Finally getting some of my civs built as well. Should give our industry a much needed boost. 84 mills, 86 civs. This is really not a good Soviet build. Enemy air power is a bit of a nuisance, but it's not insurmountable. It's just a nuisance more than anything. Step by step, we close in, and then 2 more tiles and it'll take Tula. And then the naval invasions have begun, and I accidentally forgot to turn off the training. Yeah, that was not the best maneuver I've pulled. Yeah, as long as we can hold on to the port, this should be okay. Over here, let's get these guys some planning bonus. Oh, our planning bonus is a maximum of 0. I think the enemies have a lot of intel networks. Plan preparation bonus factor minus 465. I see. I'm probably better off going superior firepower in the end, because if I can't get a planning bonus, then what's the bloody point? Alright, final push. If I can get Tula, I strip them of most supply up here. That said, I haven't really seen them make any credible offensives the last 2 or 3 months, so I'm not sure what the German AI is doing, but they're much less aggressive than they were on stream, which is good for me. That's a lot of tanks, yes, but those tanks cannot do anything there. They have no supply and they're fighting into mountains. I think they've pushed their tanks out here, which is okay. I can hold that off. And I'm going to use the distraction to try and push towards Tula. If I rip Tula away from them, I don't think they can supply that offensive reliably. I would like to get some railway guns. They might be nice, but supply companies. Supply is vital. Sweep the scum out. That will help. And division recovery rate will also help. 11 more days and my army stops being this shit. Yeah, my decision to defend Norway has done well. It allowed me to kill a lot of Germans there. Losses are not mounting as quickly as I had feared, so that's good. All in all, we're doing really solid. Brazil has taken a nice chunk of Venezuela. Last stand memes it is then. So be it. I will take out Tula. There we go. Tula captured. These guys are now all starving. That blunts any plans they had for an offensive there. This is less than good. We've taken that supply hub. Good. Okay, get the armor up there. Yeah, we're gonna lose this area if I don't act quickly and decisively. Time to execute Order 227 from this point forward. There will be no more retreats, no step back. There is only forward, men. Only forward. We'll use helicopters to do it if need be, but there is only forward. Alright, disaster averted in Finland, at least for us. Neat. Neat. Let's bring the armor back in. I have plans to maybe do something around here. Seriously, the United States seeks to join the Comintern. I thought they didn't do that focus on historical. I mean, I'll be an idiot not to do this. So I had to do this via executive decision on stream to get them to do this focus. And here we are. I welcome this wholeheartedly, and whether it we shall. Behold, the tipping point. Welcome aboard, FDR. What are you doing, Step USA? Please don't attack my puppets. And soon we will be launching a glorious counterattack whenever opportunity presents itself. Hey, Mexico wants in. Welcome aboard. We are moving forward. We are actually hurting the enemy now. That's 8 divisions gone. I don't know why Brazil decided to naval invade here. So that's just a dumb idea. Brazil, I admire the gusto you're displaying here. Let's get to producing some medium flame tanks, and then introduce those to my divisions as well. Step by step, I'm gonna take this country back, inch by bloody inch. Another little pocket. It's not much, but it is honest work. Alright, trying to make a bit of a breakout here. See if I can get to Orel. That will deprive them of another supply hub. And then from Orel to Bryansk, that would deprive them of pretty much like all central supply up to Smolensk. There we go, Bryansk railway cut as well. The bulge is a little awkward, I suppose. German Protectorate of Denmark, yes. The enemy of my enemy is also my enemy. I have a lot of enemies. Let's see what this armor can do. That's all plugged in. Good. Yes. And I get the armor up there. Link up near Kaluga. We're actually doing something. I was way too passive on stream. I should have just been a lot more aggressive and proactive. There we go. Pocket created. Quickly mop that up. Tankograd, welcome aboard. That means industry's getting better. Good. Solid move. Oh, yes. And now from Orel to Voronezh and create another encirclement. And it's all thanks to these magnificent heroes, these champions of the channel. They are making all of this possible. Their glorious sacrifice will not be forgotten. That's a solid encirclement. That's like 15, 16 divisions, 17 I think it was. I'm deploying this army here. It's gonna be a bit of a meme. I'm gonna try this. Naval invasion around Novorossiysk, and we'll do a naval invasion around Rostov. Alright, we can go up to integrated support. This will have to do. That's a lot of extra soft attack and org from our support companies, meaning the tanks are now significantly, just slightly better. Well, they are better. The infantry is also better. Everything is just a little bit better. Launching naval invasions. Let's see what happens. At the same time, I'm going to launch my armored thrust. Armored thrust. Let's see what happens when I attack with everything. This is big. This is like the big move. Novorossiysk is taken. Rostov itself is not defended. They just got a unit with like no org into Rostov. Oh, that is unlucky. That is like peak unlucky. Unfortunately, I don't think my armor is going to be able to punch through. Supply is just like non-existent in this area. Yeah, they were just moving armor through that area. Still. It's not Jover yet. Let's shift this armor around. Let's head to Batumi, and then from Batumi to Novorossiysk, see if we can get something done. And we'll keep attacking with blue army. It's gonna cost me, but it might be worth the cost. Come on, hold off that tank. Bunch of starving peasants versus peak German armor. Who will win? My money is on the starving peasants. And start rolling theirs back and push towards Rostov from Krasnodar. I still can't touch his armor. That's unfortunate. Alright, good news. Rostov is wide open. If I can achieve Rostov, I'll get bonuses. Yes. 14 days of increased breakthrough and attack. I'll take it. Infantry forward. Assault. This is gonna cost me. I've already wasted a lot of manpower and equipment on that first push, but it has to be done. Damn, they just drove a fucking tank in there again. They keep doing this to me. That's some impressive luck you got there. It's just a Fallschirmjäger. Push it out. Great. Success. Chile, welcome to the faction. Woo, baby. Okay, so we've succeeded in the capture of Rostov. They should not have any supply whatsoever. So let's just close the jaws of the trap now. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's cost me 1,000 tanks. I think it was worth it. That one forest tile is going to be a nightmare to break through, but we have to. Oh, they're going to stack that place to high heaven. Doesn't matter. Oh, finally, we've invented helicopters. Fine, I'll start making a couple of helicopters then. The trap is about to slam shut. Come on. Come on. Yes? Do it. Do it. No. It's got him. All right, that is... this entire center here trapped. Oh, that feels good. That feels really good. Now I just clean this up. Sweet baby Jesus. Their entire Caucasus army group destroyed. American China has capitulated. That is rather unfortunate. Yeah, looking at that, that's like 50-ish divisions. Oh... It's done. Yeah, that German armor is still pretty dangerous, so they are beating me handily. It's fine, I'll just drive around them and attack where they're not. Best not to get caught with my pants down. Just was not paying attention. Almost got my line penetrated there. Caught that. Italy has declared war on Turkey. This changes the equation in the region. Not necessarily for the better. Crap. As far as this area is concerned, I'm going to leave the suffering up to someone else. I'm going to pull these guys out, change them to my frontline unit. Going to bring them home, see if I can get them over here, help Turkey out. They will join my faction. Yes. I'll pull the armor out, actually, and send the armor into the desert. Oh, yeah, it's already spreading out like a massive stain. And these guys are finally arriving. All right, let's get them over there and over there. We've taken minimal casualties, 3 million, and we've inflicted 5.3 million. So we are winning. I'm gonna switch from static warfare to smoke and fire because we are more on the offensive now. I don't need entrenchment. My units are good to go as they are. All right, so this actually just started cracking the moment I started pushing out from Rostov with my armor. So managed to just drive cleanly to Dnipropetrovsk. We'll just have the infantry follow along. This is how empires fall, really slowly and then all at once. A bit like an economy. Okay, so am I the only one seeing this? The German army just straight up left here. I mean, if you're gonna be like that, I am going to go forward. I've stolen the super heavy battleship designs off Germany. Sweet, we have our own research facility. Yay! We now have an experimental naval facility with no naval scientists. Yeah, like the 1939 start is just really poorly made right now. Up through here towards Kharkov, and then from Kharkov towards Kursk. Pinning attacks all along that front. They got troops here. Just a little more. Let's make a force attack. That way these guys might last just a little bit longer. Might be able to save this tank. Oh, that's bad. It's fine. It's fine. We might actually create encirclement. Maybe. Hold, brother. Hold. Ah, someone blew up the Suez Canal. That's always a genius move. Come on. I lost the tank. Oh, I lost someone. I am deeply sorry. It is a price we have to be willing to pay. Now let's close that pocket. Kill them. Kill them now. Oh, there he goes. I saw that one pop. 300,000 men. Next stop, Kiev. Well, looks like our 3-day military operation was more or less successful. We've snaked our way to Kiev. All right, if this works, it's going to be the dumbest thing I've done all run. But if it works, it's not stupid, right? Oh, please let me... Oh, please. No! I knew it was stupid, but I went for it anyway. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, I got ballsy. I overplayed my hand, I should say. Yeah, getting across this river is a pain in the ass because it's fortified to high heaven, so this is stacked with forts. These tanks are now as good as dead. I am not going to be able to get them out. Nope, they're gone. I have lost half of my armor core in the last month or so. I just noticed they've literally left everywhere. What? I mean, okay, I'll advance then. That said, that was a giant waste of my own armor, so it's not always working out for the Russians or the Soviets either. This is, though, that is pocket. Very bigly pocket, gentlemen, ladies. I'll destroy it. That's the extent of this push. Slow down. So that's good. That's really solid advancement all the way up to the local supply hub. So we've pushed well past our problem areas now. Good. 4 million casualties on our side, 9.3 million for the Germans, but they're gonna take so many more when this closes. And yeah, more than 50 divisions just wiped out. That was 500,000 men. There's a lot of tanks in here as well. Yes, that's good. 100,000 men, so the Germans are down to less than 300 divisions. We've almost pushed them out of the Soviet Union. Just a little more. Yes! All of these guys are trapped. That is a good proportion of the Axis tanks. I love winning. After spending so many hours suffering on this on stream, we're finally getting this done. Oh, the Americans are starting actual naval invasions. We might be able to exploit that as soon as we crush this. Grab all the victory points we can get. Do as much damage as we can. Nice little trip here through Romania. Come on, don't get my boys encircled now. I need to readjust my front lines. They're getting a little long. There goes Romania. Now we'll swing the armor down south and we'll use these guys specifically to crush Bulgaria next. There goes Bulgaria. House of Cards, gentlemen. The House of Cards is collapsing all around them now. push up through the Balkans and up north. When I see opportunities, I should counterattack. But they've decided to come back swinging here. And I think the Italians are trying to take over for the Germans. The numbers are telling. 11 million casualties. So what better than Operation Bagration to bring about the end of the German Reich? So that gives us a mission. We have 14 days to achieve it. We have to capture Minsk. And for the duration of the mission, we get 10% attack, 10% breakthrough in the states that are affected. As you can tell, despite not being the world's greatest armor, we are still more than capable of shunting aside whatever the enemy throws at us. Capture the local supply that we can capture. Simply keep stripping away whatever defenses they have left. This is always the best part of these disaster states, when you know you've got them. You know you finally, after years of suffering, you got them. This is a solid breakthrough. That is Gomel, Bobruisk, Minsk. With that, we have achieved the goals, achieved Operation Bagration. Though in reality, Operation Bagration was the absolute and total destruction of Army Group Center. It is where the German army truly died. Absolute tactical masterstroke as well. Strategically, absolutely chef's kiss. And another pocket. Oh man, I love these. Yeah, it does look like everything in Burma fell. Oh, I forgot about Portugal. Portugal's in the war now. Germany managed to convince this idiot to join their side, and that has caused the fall of southern India. Great. I don't have spare troops right now. I can always find an idiot to deal with this. Just go there. This is where the war is going to be won. These are massive chunks. That's like 50, 60 divisions. And next we'll do the Vilna offensive. Well, it's not where I anticipated to make my grand breakthrough, but it would appear we are well on our way to Königsberg, having just completely punched clean through these German defenses in Riga. Yeah, front lines movement. Turkey's cleaned up. India has been cleaned up, though I had to give more of it to Chiang Kai. Not sure I'm a big fan of that. I suppose he gets to have something for his contributions. And we're gonna have big, thick communist China puppet after this is done. Oh, Japan can't help themselves. They had to launch a naval invasion of China. It's how they roll. They've really bounced back quite nicely. They kept most of their fleet, and they're back up to like 83 divisions. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's Königsberg. Oh yeah, it's all crashing down. All-out infantry offensive to keep them all tied down. Now get ready for the big grand maneuvers, and we're gonna clean this up nicely. This is also looking like the dumbest maneuver I've pulled in a while, but again, if it works, it's not stupid, right? Yeah, I lost Vilna. That is quite terrible. That's a major supply hub. Without that, can't advance. Uh-oh, the armor. The armor is getting encircled. No! Bail them out, bail them out, bail them out. Yes! Okay, and a bunch of Americans have unloaded their troops in Königsberg. That is pretty great. Good. That will... Just gotta clean up now. Just gotta clean up. Okay. Yeah, this is an expensive push, but I think it's gonna be worth it in the long run. And pocket. Oh, that's another big one. Oh, yeah, that's another big one. We're gonna halt the offensives now. It's not achieving the goals I want them to achieve. They've done enough. Let's just clean that pocket up and set up for the next major offensive. I love this. Germany's up to almost 16 million casualties, but they're not giving up yet. That's the entire Bulgarian army, or what's left of the entire Bulgarian army. And goodbye. That was 600,000 manpower. Yeah. Okay then. Hey, that's the first time I've seen this. The Kingdom of Denmark has declared independence and decided to attack Germany. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. All right, we will join forces with them. And having seized Danzig, I'll see if I can leapfrog right over to Stettin. If we can link up with that new potential Danish front, that would be nice. We're getting it reinforced, so at least the Germans will not be able to crush this in its cradle. Oh yeah, let's just go immediately exploit the fact that the German AI is wildly incompetent. Push down towards Flensburg. Make sure we can secure the entire peninsula here. Don't allow any German presence to linger. Man, that guy in the bunker here is gonna have a really bad day. He must be seething right now. Yeah, let's just take Berlin from the west instead of the east this time. We're gonna rip Germany's heart out here. It doesn't get much deader than this. The fall of Berlin, the fascist lair is ours. Yeah. She's gonna make sure that the armor on this side can actually link up with our main front line. And we've done it again. That is the entire eastern section of that front line just gone. I think that's the majority of the Hungarian army, along with a good chunk of the German one, so that they're not getting those boys back. Now time to push on a seriously weakened Hungary next and drive into them. Pockets of this size are really what gets the neurons firing for me. I love to see this. Oh, and the US has taken it upon themselves to reclaim the old country, I guess. There goes Ostland. So, yay. I'd say Britain's back, but not really. It's more like under new management. Oh, Horthy. You're gonna realize you threw in with the wrong crowd. And this is all captured. Yeah, weight of numbers is starting to tell everywhere. The fall of Budapest. Another victory. Wait, that's not... Oh, I think the... Oh, no, you gotta be shitting me. They just completely reset the invasion? They teleported my army back to Moscow? Is that Operation Panzerfaust? Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. I had Hungary by the balls. Speaking of the balls, what's this doing? Look at that. I want to see what the number on that was. 160,000 and 488,000. Oh, dear God. That was a great deal of lives lost. I'll tell you that much. The Republic of China has declared war on the Republic of China. Yeah, okay, so a tale of two Chinas here is about to have a very bad outcome. Does that make them a major power as well? No, they're not a major power, so this is still inconsequential. Good. I would hate to actually have to commit to that. Anyway, let's kill Hungary a second time. Fortunately, these elite channel members, these men and women, are the crutch. These are the foundations upon which I may build my empire, and they will bring glory to the Soviet Union. Looks like another magnificent encirclement about to happen. I do believe that will be Transylvania having a really bad day, or a really good day, depending on what side you're on. If I could just crack this last tile here. Come on. Crack him open good. Bada bing, bada boom. Great work, boys. Time to finish off Transylvania. Oh, I'll look away for a minute. It would appear my armor has quite literally just drove into the coastline. Little confused how they did that so easily, but I guess everyone's really worn down. And so dies the German Empire, the Italian Empire, and all other empires in opposition to me. With a lot of green bubbles. Let's just finish the job. It's 1947. We're in Italy. The armor's thundering south into Italy. We're pushing across what remains of the German Reich. They are on their knees. It's just Italy, Portugal, France, Germany. A lot of fake major powers. People who think they're major powers, but they're really not. And Germany has just capped. Beautiful. Oh, on that note, then, attack. Everyone all out offensive. These guys here rush down the boot of Italy while we have the opportunity. Yeah, I just remembered I had one collab on Germany. That does ease things a little bit. So the liberation of Paris. Now Spain joins. I guess I respect the balls, Franco, but really? That gives us a tale of two Italys. There we go. This is truly the most brutal timeline. Well, Vichy France and Portugal then. Apparently Spain's not even a major, and this fake China isn't either. Before we finish this, so we're going to end this with about 6 million casualties. We have killed almost 20 million Germans, 15.7 million by our hand. A lot of minor casualties, then 6 million Italians, about 2 million Frenchmen, and then already 500,000 Spanish. Franco, that was not your best move? And it's done. We have won against all odds, millions upon millions of lives, but fascism has been stamped out. And Stalin is the last man standing. Now for a magnificent peace deal, we'll see what we end up with. And I think with that, we've created a nice bipolar, well, monopolar world. We've split the world with the United States of America. Yeah, they've gone to town here. They've created a couple of supervised states, and we have redrawn Europe in a way that seems more fitting. We've got a Soviet France. Don't really see the difference between regular France, but okay. There is a Soviet Italy, Soviet Yugoslavia. Don't look at the borders too much. Just take a step back, zoom out, and observe. Victory has been achieved. Mao's hairline and borders have been restored mostly. I think we're done here. This was a brutal fight, but this was fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys will enjoy this in the next video as well. Goodbye.